I think kind of it was two-faceted primarily. The main one being that Joy is really creative with her living space. She likes to decorate in ways that a lot of people would find different. And we kind of got tired of living, in rented apartments with white-on-white walls, kind of that modern look that every place seems to have. And she really wanted a place to decorate the way that she wanted to, in a very different way.
Yeah, and then just always having to limit what I do because it needs to be returned to some kind of base state was just so limiting, and I just wanted a place of my own.
Mm-hmm. And then the second major reason was honestly kind of the property market in this area. It seemed that we were, saving for a house was on our radar, and we'd been doing it for years. And we did the math at some point and realized that the rate at which we were saving money was being matched, if not outpaced, by how much houses were appreciating behind this area. So we figured, we had some money saved up. It was never really going to be a better time. And so time to do it was now.
Yeah. Our money was not going to be worth as much then as it would be now. So we just had to pull the trigger. Actually, I think the most important trigger was seeing your ad on Facebook for the show. Yeah. And I thought, well, my chances of getting a house are probably going to be much higher if there's somebody who does this for a living and, has more reasons to help us out.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the home buying process, particularly at this time, was easily one of the most stressful events of my entire life. Obviously, the market that we were trying to buy in was one of the most competitive markets maybe in history ever, at least within the last 20 years. And everyone was trying to buy a house. There weren't houses for sale because with the pandemic, nobody was selling anything. So definitely there's a lot of stressful moments. A lot of houses we put offers in only to be just barely beat out by somebody else. Even with this house that we ended up getting, it was almost a freak occurrence that we ended up getting this house at all.
Yeah.
And after, this process is over, the house needs a lot of work that we're willing to do, but I'll take that any day over trying to get a house again.
Yeah, for sure. And it was really rough actually, because I had this idea in my head that buying a house was going to be this kind of, I don't know, celebratory or a milestone thing that kind of everybody goes through. And through the whole time, I'd be overwhelmed and stressed out and scared. And, our families would be telling us, oh, but you're so lucky to be able to do this. And you should be so grateful that you're getting this chance. And this is such an exciting moment. You should really feel great. And it was hard because we actually didn't feel great. We were like, it's now or never. And the never part really scared us. I started blogging online just to keep track of my feelings because my expectations were here and reality was just nowhere near it, and I needed a way to process my feelings in a productive way. So I started a blog, and then Eric was just so great because sometimes, I like to tackle things head on, and I like to be in charge, and I like to make decisions and just be on all the time, but that's not necessarily sustainable always. So anytime I needed rest or I needed to just delegate something, Eric was really great and understanding. And there was one time when we had put in this blind offer on this house, and then
we were so sure we were gonna get it because they didn't come back at us with different terms. They liked everything and they said, sure. And then it seemed apparent we were the highest offer, and it was almost like a sure deal to where we kind of celebrated early, and we were like, oh great, it's over finally. And then to suddenly have not be the case for that span of 1 hour. It was like the worst hour. Like you were like, I don't want a house anymore, and I was like, okay, we'll have to look somewhere else. I'll look at townhomes now, like, but we didn't originally want to, and then, you know, an hour later.
Yeah, and I was just so ready to rest at that time. I remember I was telling Tammy, I can't do this anymore. You're gonna have to work with Eric. He's gonna be in charge of finding houses, and he's going to let you know what he likes and what he doesn't like, and I'm just gonna be on the sidelines because I can't take it anymore. And then just miraculously, we ended up getting the house. That was insane.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until you gave us the keys where we actually felt like celebratory in any way, because we were waiting for that, yay, we got the house phone call, only to get a, sorry, you didn't get it, and then to get, oh, just kidding, there it is. And it was we were so deflated, we kind of just went, woo.
And then just the time in between with the sellers saying that they were gonna stay extra time, and then no, they were not gonna need the extra time, but then they were again, and then no, it was just kidding, we're gonna leave on time.
Right.
And then it was just,
so we were trying to set plans to have this done, and then we had all these things, and then we couldn't plan anything because we didn't know whether or not they were gonna be here or not.
yeah.
Well, just having somebody that has, that kind of experience to know, okay, this is normal, don't worry about this. You submit your first order, that's going to be countered. Somebody that knows the process definitely takes a lot of stress out of it, because they just have experience with it. They know what's likely to happen when you do thing A, what's not likely to happen, what you're going to do in response to that thing. So not having to think about any of this on your own, or try to read up on it, or manage any of those expectations kind of yourself, really helps take a lot of the burden off already.
Yeah, especially just the advocacy of Tammy. Whenever we were faced in a situation where we were trying to protect our interests, but had no idea how to handle it, or
Right.
how to just ask, or sometimes didn't even know what we needed. And Tammy was just there, and she's like, this is what's gonna be best for you guys. And that is what I appreciated the most. And she not only said, this is what's gonna be best for you guys, but she would go and get it, and she would make sure we had it. And that is just, wow.